How does the government work? The government consists of a head, the Prime Minister, and other members of the government, ministers and state secretaries. What are the ministers' fields of responsibility? The government's fields of responsibility are divided up among the different ministries which are led by a minister. For example, the field of education is led by the minister who is in charge of education. The foreign and European policy is led by the Minister of Foreign and European Affairs. What's the minister's task? To carry out the government program successfully, every minister gives political impetus and develops strategies within his fields of responsibility. For example, in health, sport, or finance. What does a minister's typical day involve? As head of the ministry, he meets with his staff to determine the policy that will be pursued in his fields of responsibility. He meets his contact persons on the spot. For example, the minister in charge of agriculture can directly get information on problems that farmers are facing in their particular sector. The minister presents and defends government bills at the Chamber of Deputies and has to answer the deputies' questions. The minister's duties don't end at the country's borders. He also represents the country abroad and defends its interests. For example, the minister in charge of the country's infrastructure could meet his colleagues from the neighbouring countries to discuss mobility problems and develop solutions. During meetings of the competent ministers of every country of the European Union, the minister represents Luxembourg's interests at the European level. The ministers in charge of environment can, for example, meet to agree on an action plan against climate change in Europe. What's the role of the Government Council? Some decisions cannot be taken until the other ministers have discussed them. Therefore, they meet every week in the Government Council. The Prime Minister chairs these meetings and ensures that the government measures are taken and implemented. The ministers talk about topics that are important for the country, such as public finances, foreign and domestic policy, or the job market. Before the minister presents a government bill at the chamber, it has to be adopted by the Government Council. For instance, the Council examines a government bill on the national budget. The Government Council also suggests the candidates for positions with high responsibility. For example, the government of the Luxembourg Central Bank. The Grand Duke is then responsible for carrying out the nomination. Watch all our videos on www.gouvernement.lu.